Yeah, he's kind of. I mean, the initial prognosis was week to week. He's doing okay, so it could be, it could be one of those shorter things.
You mentioned on Friday that Samuelsson started skating. Is there any tentative timeline that you're thinking?
Don't have a timeline, but the fact he's back on the ice, he continues to show some progress.
On the ice yet?
He was this morning again. So we'll just see how he's feeling after he gets a couple of the skill skates or skates that initially get you going to see when or if we can get him back in practice.
Did his procedure help, or?
We don't know. That's why he's back on the ice, just to see whether he feels better or, whether we'll have to, something further will have to be dealt with.
As far as Tage goes, I mean, he's been quite visible since he's come back. Obviously, he hasn't scored, but just what have you thought about his overall game since he's come back?
I thought there's been some good. I think there's been some rust. I think he's had some good opportunities. He's probably had more primary opportunities to score. He had the overtime opportunity against Van that you'd like to see him finish. I thought it was a heck of a move, maybe just a heck of a save by the goaltender too at the same time. But inside of that, I don't think he's hit his mark with his shot. In the mini game, I think a couple got the goalie in the chest. Where I think sometimes when a guy's really hot, that's maybe finding 5-hole or it's going upstairs. So.
Lindy, you played 24. 18 of the 24 are tied up in a 3-game winning streak or a 3-game losing streak. Do you almost struggle to know what you're going to get from this club?
No, I think this one is different in the fact that we really played well against Minnesota. A lot like the LA King game where you play really well and you don't score. It's been a little bit of the common thread. So, I mean, today after reviewing really the first 20 games, we decided, change practice frame a little bit to more small ice games, in tight plays, making the next play. We just feel we haven't finished that next play a lot of times, and we sometimes have missed making that play. So just try to breed a little bit more confidence into our guys. And the big thing is, I felt like the little frustration crept in the latter half of the Island game. I thought our first period we had our opportunities, didn't score. Started the second period, had some good opportunities, didn't score. Then got frustrated after that and started to play a game that we're not familiar with.
Urged at all that it's just finding that next play, that guys are in position? Does that really lead you to believe that you're close to getting them back to where you want the group to be, especially 5-on-5?
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think we started the year, you had a guy like Cousin that was struggling to find it, and now he's going better. The problem is now we got, Thompson and Paterka have really slowed down, and we know that we're going to need them. If we're going to be a good offensive team, your best players have to find their mark. So you look at him, you look at Quinn. Those guys really have to get on the tracks, and it'll probably take one goal or a couple goals, and we saw that with Cousins.
The first period against the Islanders, it seemed like you guys were at the net, but did you lose too many battles once you were at the net, like loose puck battles?
Well, I think physically we got dominated for sure. I think that, big, strong defensemen, I thought their box outs were really good. The in-tight opportunities, they had a lot of numbers there. I thought they did an incredible job of being in shot lanes, blocking shots. And I think when I talk about the next play, sometimes when that guy's in a lane, the next play is somebody off the side of the net. But there was probably 4 or 5 inside the game, Paul, where we were able to fight free. I don't know if you remember the first where Kulik went to the net and it was just inches away on a shot. We lost some battles. We were almost there on a couple others. Just have to make sure that the next time, the determination is just a little bit greater.
Do you want to get Twice Coast at
It really depends. I really liked what our group like Krebs and Malstein and Cabell, they had a good game. They were in on 3 or 4 opportunities. I thought their puck play was good inside the game. And I think that's where he fits on our team. So we'll go through the first game. We'll evaluate and see where he's at. I know what he brings, the energy, and I think he's the type of guy that helps lift other players with just his infectious work ethic. So there's always a chance. But we'll evaluate that from game to game.
Well, he's been on a pretty decent run here for a while. He gets to play the old team tomorrow. Is that one of those games where you just kind of take his temperature off the hop and make sure he's not, too crazed playing the old team?
Yeah, I think he's got his game, like you said, he's got his game in a good place. I think sometimes there is what you're referring to. I want to show him even more. I think just play your game and believe on how you're playing, and don't overcook it. And I think with what he's brought from where he started the start of the year to how he's playing now, he's been a big piece in our back end.